Hey y'all, I wanted to talk about the current state of Nightreign balance-wise. Not so much the enemy balance, more so the character balance, the balance of all the Nightfarers. I don't think it's a wild take to say that in the current state of the game, on the patch that we're on right now, well, more like the patch that was released at the beginning of this year in January, there is not a single bad character in this game. Full transparency, if you haven't gotten into Nightreign yet, or, you've seen stuff about the game, you're kind of curious about getting into it one day, or you're looking to pick up a different character, you've been playing it for a while, but maybe you want to try someone else, you don't really know who to try because maybe you're so comfortable playing, say, Wilder, for instance. Really, pick any of them. I think all of the characters in this game are really good. Just pick one that looks interesting or cool to you and go at it, Worry about builds later, like the relic builds. Just pick a character, play them for a while on expeditions, and see how that character vibes with you. If you're not really feeling it, then try another one. The beauty of Nightreign's character roster is that they're all so diverse in what they offer to numerous players. You like a more ranged play style? Well, you have Iron Eye, Recluse, Revenant. Those characters all facilitate a more range-based play style. You like going at a mix of it, going in and out of combat, then Duchess or Undertaker would be more for you because they're the hybrid characters, even though you could actually play both of those characters as dedicated melee characters or dedicated casters. And then, you have characters like a Guardian and Raider who are tankier characters. You have a character like Wilder who is Mr. All-Rounder. You like doing a lot of parries and cool Secudo like Deflex, Executor's your guy. There's a character for everyone. You like a more support-focused character. Scholar is literally all about support. That's what I mean with the character building in this game. It's all so curated to, I think, to the vast majority of players. Like, almost everyone, if not everyone, is going to find a character in this game that they like if they give the game a chance. And that's one of the questions I also wanted to ask in this video was, if you're someone who has been on the fence with Nightreign, or you tried it but it didn't really vibe with you, why? Tell me why. As someone who has so many hours in this game and genuinely loves it, I really like hearing from people who didn't really like the game or who struggled to get into it and couldn't really get into it. And I think that's kind of sad. I find that a bit sad because I believe Nightreign just has so much fun to be offered. Yeah, now, I can understand if you have no one to play the game with on a friendlier level, like you have no friends that play the game. I was a friend in my friend group who didn't play Souls games until I got into them with Bloodborne, and now I'm part of that club. I'm all over Souls games. I love playing these games. And Nightreign is just like, it's so fun. Yeah, the character balance in Nightreign, I think, is stellar. And the relic system, as flawed as it is, really allows you to curate many of these characters into whatever you want them to be, right? Like, Wilder is known to be Mr. Versatility in Nightreign, and for the first, maybe 20 hours, yeah, he's going to be, right? Depending on how good your relics are and what kind of build you think up of on your own. But then you have a character like Duchess, so here I go talking about Duchess again, I know. But you have a character like her who is also absurdly versatile, even without her relic swap stuff, because she basically can get a weapon and just do whatever she wants with it because the restage enables her to do crazy stuff. Her dodges are insane. And with her strength relic swap, basically she gets quality scaling and can do whatever the heck she feels like. You want to do a colossal sword build on Duchess? It's more shockingly effective than you might anticipate. It's also really weird, but it's funny. Meanwhile, you can do a Mage Raider build. You want a Carrion Slicer Raider build? He can do it, and it's better than you might think. And that's just the beauty of Nightreign, that yes, the relic system is annoying, but once you get those oh my god relics, and a build clicks in your head and you have it come together, it's awesome. It is so cool. which is what I mean by when I say that the relics allow you to further facilitate what these characters can do and just how diverse they are, and attributes to the character balancing and why there really is no bad character in the game. Now, yeah, tier lists and all that, they exist, and I have my own opinions about which characters are the best and all that, which characters are better than others. We all do, right? We just generally all do. But I do think characters like Iron Eye, Duchess, Wilder, for instance, like, there's a reason why those characters are so popular, because yes, they're all just really, really good, solid picks. Those characters essentially dominated depths 4 and 5 in Deep of Night for so long, and they kind of still do in some spaces, because they are so versatile for builds. But of course, it isn't to diminish characters like Raider or say Undertaker or Guardian, Guardian is slept on way too much. Guardian can do many crazy things if you build him right. Like, he is a guard countering monster. Guardian's life is very simple. He puts up the shield, he has things hit the shield, and he wins the game. If you build him right, you play him right, you will win the game. And he offers a very unique playstyle that's completely different than any other character in the game. That is being the wall, right? Just being a immovable object that defends the flock. That's Guardian's whole thing, and he's great at doing it. I don't like when people dismiss him because of X, Y, or Z reason, because they try to play him as a character that he really isn't supposed to be. And really, the beauty of Nightreign's balance for its roster comes from just how well each of these characters complement the other. Because the main way that Nightreign is played is trios, or at least duos, right? Solo play isn't as popular. However, now solo play is another completely different topic about character viability and all that. There are definitely characters I think that shine way more in solo, and the gap between like how good a character is versus not is wider in solo than it is in multiplayer. But again, Nightreign is and was designed to be a multiplayer focused experience. So having characters that facilitate other characters and enable them to do their personal things better or to complement them is really good game design from Software's part, right? So the sibling duo, for instance, right? The two, I would say the protagonist and the deuteragonist with Wilder and Duchess. If you do a duo run with these two, with two people who know how to use these characters well, guess what? They complement each other like peanut butter and jelly. They work so well together, and it makes perfect sense that they would. But in a trio-based scenario, you have to think about team composition. You don't have to think too hard about it, but it is important to think about. If you have a Revenant and a Guardian, then you have to think about, okay, do I play Wilder in the situation perhaps? Because as Wilder, I'm very open to just about anything, and I can support Guardian getting stance breaks. I can keep the aggression so that Revenant can do her thing from a distance and be safe. But meanwhile, if you have a Wilder and a Raider on the team, for instance, well, consider playing Duchess, because, oh my god, the restaging of stance damage you'll do, and depending how you're playing her, again, she's very versatile, you can do a bunch of crazy stuff. Oh, you have an Iron Eye and a Recluse on the team? Well, you can consider playing Executor. You could go for a bunch of parry-related stuff, stance, crit builds, right? The possibilities are just nigh endless, and it's all due to how well balanced these characters are. For a time, a character like Revenant was kind of memed on to be, the bad character. But those days are now, by this point, long over, and I'm really glad about that, because I was always kind of sad that Revenant was considered to be this bad character, and she kind of was. But after some patches, they really did put her in a much, much better spot. Genuinely, I do think that From Software did a great job with balancing the character roster of Nightreign, and I personally have to commend them for that, because the amount of depth and mechanics that all of these characters have, when you really lay it all out on the table and look at everything, it's insane. It's actually insane how much depth, love, attention, and care went into every nuance of these characters' movesets, and you could talk about one of these characters for an entire video. The amount of depth that each of them have, and some have a bit more than others, but I think it really is a sign of great things to come for From Software's future titles in terms of mechanics, because God, there is so much good that they can take from Nightreign, honestly, and that excites me for what their next project will bring. Hey y'all, you made it to the end of this video. I appreciate that very much. This was more rambly. I kind of just wanted to give my full, unbridled, unfiltered opinions about the current state of Nightreign's character balance and why I think it's, again, an amazing spot. So if you like content like this and you want to hear more of my thoughts and opinions on Souls games, and also I have a Zelda video upcoming. It's going to take me a little while to make that, but God, that video is upcoming. It's on Ocarina of Time. You can guess on what exactly that's about, considering. But I have Souls content on the rise as well, so if y'all want to stay tuned for that, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does help the channel a lot, and liking this video does as well. I appreciate that endlessly, and I will see y'all in the next one. Adios.